Hey, how's it going, guys? Hope you all are having a great week wherever you're at. Let me know if you guys can hear me. Just make sure we have everything set up correctly. Gonna be about 3 minutes, and then we'll go ahead and get this live stream started. Awesome, what's going on? Hyper, George, or Gergo, Top Visionary, Brian, Bundy, Sino, Fadi, Eric, Not in Use, Nikolai, Mark, Titan, Fame for You. Awesome, guys. So great to see you here. Titan says, yo, is this Luke? No, this is not Luke. This is not Luke. But don't worry, Titan. You're only the 100th person to ask. Don't worry. What's going on? Eliza, Poppy Pete, Sparakos, Oscar, Claudio. Let me get this chat over here, guys, so that you guys can see your comments. Love you all. So glad you all are doing great. A lot of good people. I love all the regulars that always come in here. It's awesome to see you guys. You guys are committed. All right, who else we got? So I said Oscar, Claudio, Uzerman, Krypton, good to see you. Cena, Pedram, Gotti, John, Renidu, Yogesh, Stanley, Wyatt, Luca Dreamer. Awesome. A lot of regulars in here. I recognize a lot of you guys. Good to have you here. Always a pleasure making my week better. Hoping you guys are having a great week. It's going to be a good stream, guys. It's going to be the weekly market overview. We're going to cover everything. Why the market's pumping, where I think we're going, how I think this week's going to play out, what are some good coins to invest in. It's going to be a lot of good stuff, guys. A lot of good stuff. Eswar says, back to the OG mic, not feeling like you're in your bathroom. You know, Eswar, it's funny you say that. So I was actually, because there's two USB connections on my microphone, and one of them makes me sound like I'm in my bathroom. The other one makes it sound like a stage microphone. So I actually switched those after you told me that, and lo and behold, the stage microphone was the other connection. So yeah, make sure I'm having the right plug-in on that, and the mic quality is much better. What's going on, Finance Compass? Good to see you. Junior, good to have you in here. Bromies, Ivan, a lot of good guys in here. Sweet. All right, so 5 seconds left. Let's go ahead and get this stream started. And again, guys, if you guys haven't yet, make sure to like the stream. I'd really appreciate it. It helps get gym hunters out to the masses. So I really appreciate that. But without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. So looking at the past 24 hours of liquidations, we are at 235 million, with shorts being a majority of those at 180 million. Now, remember when I talked about whenever we were at $1 billion of liquidations, I said we usually bottom within 1 to 3 days of that. Lo and behold, I think we bottomed the next day, literally. So that's why it pays to look at these liquidations, guys. Just go to CoinGlass, hover over liquidation and click on liquidation, and then you'll come up to this page and it'll show you basically all the liquidations in the past 24 hours. So yeah, if this number is near $1 billion, it marks the bottom, like within 1 to 3 days. So just keep that in mind, guys. Really, really important to know. Next, the liquidation heat map. This is an important one to watch as well, because this tells you where people are over leveraged, if it's to the downside or to the upside. From this chart, we can see that on the 1 week liquidation heat map, there's a lot of liquidity near 120K. It's going to act as a magnet. Just watch. Now, we do have a little bit at 111.6K that didn't get tagged, but the majority is to the upside because people have been trying to short. Shorts have been getting overconfident. Now, if we go to the 24-hour liquidation heat map, we can see it's a little bit more even, right? We have liquidations near 115.8K all the way up to 116.5K, which coincidentally matches with the resistance at 115.6K and 116.8K. So kind of funny how that works, right? And then on the bottom, on the downside, we have liquidity at 114.1K all the way down to 113.6K. Now here's the thing, guys. If we do have another drop, these levels should get tagged, okay? But I'm telling you guys, and mark this, clip it, whatever you want to do, As we get closer to August 8th, the market is going to pump like crazy, okay? So if we have one more drop, I mean, that's going to be the level, like, you go all in. Like, DCA, try to get in. If you can get in at Bitcoin near 112K or 110K, I mean, that's the golden entry there. But if we don't reach that, then near 114K would be just as good of a level. So just keep that in mind. If there's any bearish news coming up, this is the levels that you want to watch before a mean reversion to the upside. Now, also, if you guys haven't followed me at the CryptoData, I post a lot of good content as well. So definitely follow me on X. I post a lot of good updates. But the reason why I am so bullish on August 8th, if you haven't seen my last market update in Gem Hunters, which did get a lot of reactions, and I really appreciate that, guys. I appreciate all the support you guys show. Helps to keep me going. But you can see here, there's a lot of updates towards August 8th. So the Fed Governor Kugler is resigning August 8th, which is going to give Trump the opportunity to shape the central bank. It'll be a nice catalyst afterwards. Also, I mentioned this here. The total 24-hour liquidations rose over $1 billion. Anytime this happens, we usually bottom within 1 to 3 days. Look when this post was, guys. This post was August 2nd. We literally bottomed on this day. Also, August was historically a bullish month in 2017 and 2020, and also 2013. All the years that we've been emulating very well. We also had a similar crash in August 2024 last year due to the Japan carry trade unwinding on August 5th before having a massive pump on August 8th. The full moon is also August 9th, which is historically bullish for anyone that follows moon phases. Funny enough, guys, these moon phases actually matter. So anytime there's a new moon like there was July 24th, we don't. But when there's full moons, we pump. It ties into human psychology. Go ahead and look it up. You'll see what I mean. And then August 8th is also historically a major player in numerology, 8-8, a period of heightened energy for manifestation and spiritual growth. Guys, there's a lot lining up with moon phases, numerology, catalysts with the Fed governor resigning. I mean, there's a lot of stuff that's happening. So you can see why I'm so bullish and why we're just getting started. Like some of you guys may think, I missed the bounce. Dang, I'll just wait for a pullback. Yes, we may pull back. But at the very least, DCA, right? Invest something. Like if you have 100% of your, let's just say you're going to invest $500. At the very least, throw in 100 right now at low leverage. Then if we go down lower, throw in another 100 and then another 100, right? To where you actually slowly get in your full position at the best possible price. But like I said here, with all that said, I wouldn't let any future dips over the past few days dissuade you. I'm DCAing Bitcoin at 112K, 110, and 108. Guys, we literally hit 111.9K. This was literally the bottom tick, this 112K level. So I'm telling you guys, these levels matter. And I don't post these just because I like hearing myself talk. I post these because it's actually useful, and I'm not like all these grifters, these influencers that just try to pump their bags. Like I'm giving you guys, this is the alpha here. So make sure you guys are paying attention. And again, following me if you aren't at the CryptoData. So, okay, with that, why I'm so bullish around the August 8th date. Now let's go ahead and look over some macro news and crypto news, and then I will answer the questions because I see you guys very active and I love it. I'll answer your questions in the chat. Let's see. All right. Let me scroll down a little bit. So, over the past week, we've had a lot of news, guys. A lot of news. One of the first big news items, Coinbase CEO Brian Armstrong is saying Bitcoin is the best form of money ever created. Obviously, he's very bullish on it. Standard Chartered Bank says Ethereum treasury companies could buy 10% of all Ethereum. Very bullish. You have eToro launching tokenized US stocks on the Ethereum blockchain. You also had, this was the big news, right? When the US and China officially agreed to end the 90-day tariff pause. But more recently, you had JP Morgan partnering with Coinbase to make buying crypto easier. Also, you had Jerome Powell and the FOMC meeting. This was the big meeting last Wednesday, right? So I want to talk about this just a little bit because anytime the Fed talks about cutting interest rates or doesn't, it's always a big event. Now, whenever Jerome Powell was talking about cutting interest rates, most people thought he wouldn't, obviously. But I still held out hope because he had a meeting with Trump where Trump said, you know, I'm confident he'll do the right thing. And looks like he did not do the right thing. You know, he did not cut interest rates. But nonetheless, if you go to Polymarket and you actually look at the percentage chance that Powell's going to cut interest rates in September, it's like 72% right now. So most likely he's going to cut rates. Okay, so that's going to be another catalyst in and of itself as people buy ahead of September. So just keep that in mind. Now, also, you have the director of digital assets, Bo Hines, who says we're enormous fans of Bitcoin. We want as much as we can possibly get. Guys, this is one of the head guys for the Trump administration for digital assets. And so if he's saying we want as much Bitcoin as we can possibly get, and he's been saying this for a while, this isn't, new news. But now this is going to be another catalyst for eventually the government announcing an accumulation plan for the SBR, the Strategic Bitcoin Reserve. So whenever the United States does that, via tariff savings or gold certificates, right? Whatever they want to use to buy more Bitcoin and accumulate it, other countries are going to follow suit and other countries are going to FOMO in. Guys, this is something that's going to be huge, and I can't stress that enough. You guys need to be paying attention whenever the United States announces their accumulation plan, because the world is going to go crazy with FOMO. Just watch it. Clip this video. Now, talking about some other positive news. You had the SEC Chair Paul Atkins saying that most crypto assets are not securities, and then more importantly, saying that his key priority is to establish clear regulatory framework for crypto. This is going to allow a lot more crypto investments and companies to begin operating in the space. So regulatory clarity is what a lot of people want. Also remember that the Clarity Act should get signed by the end of September. Again, another catalyst, right? And then here you have the SEC launching Project Crypto, which is to make America the crypto capital of the world. So this is why we were very bullish by the end of the month, because the SEC was talking about Project Crypto. They were super bullish on it. The SEC chair was super bullish on it. Basically, everything was aligning, right? And so that's why we saw a big pump by the end of July. Now, let's talk about some other news. Why we had that drop afterwards. Well, we had Trump raising tariffs on Canada from 25% to 35%. Trump actually raised tariffs on over 10 countries. Okay? So this was bearish in a sense. But mind you guys, whenever Trump is raising tariffs on multiple countries, it just marks another bullish catalyst for when they make a trade deal. Because you know a trade deal is going to come, right? Just like you can see here, if we scroll down, all of the tariffs that Trump announced, okay? So like here, he imposed new tariffs on New Zealand, South Korea, Switzerland, Venezuela, Cambodia, Myanmar, Indonesia, Sri Lanka, Vietnam, Canada, Taiwan, Turkey, Laos, and Israel. A lot of different countries. But what I'm seeing dollar signs, because these countries are going to come to the table, strike a trade deal with Trump, and then you're going to see that as another bullish catalyst. So yes, could it be bearish short term? Yes, but long term, guys, this is going to be a major catalyst moving forward. Also, we had Trump positioning nuclear submarines near Russia. So you had tariffs plus these nuclear submarines. So that shows you there's a lot of bearishness around this time. Obviously, July was very bullish, so we would have a pullback anyway. But nonetheless, this is one of the reasons why the market dropped in the beginning of August. But again, when this happened, over $1 billion liquidations in the past 24 hours. We had a huge amount of ETF flows, which I'll go and talk about as well, which did mark the bottom as well. So again, a lot of bottoming signals there. So use that to your advantage, guys. Anytime we have bearish news, look at the other data so that you can stay emotionally neutral. The minute you let your emotions take hold is the minute you start to lose all your money. I promise you. All right. And then going over some other news items in the crypto space. You have Eric Trump saying to buy Bitcoin and Ethereum dips. Eric Trump is always saying to buy Bitcoin and Ethereum dips, right? But it's just the fact that he emphasizes it so much should give you confidence of what the Trump administration is doing, because obviously he's Trump's son, so he knows what's going on in the background. He knows the end goal of cryptocurrency, and he knows what the government's going to do before they do it. And so if he's telling you to buy, yes, I get it. The last time he told you to buy Ethereum, it went down from 2,700 all the way to 1,500, but then eventually went up, right? So nonetheless, he's playing the long game, so that's why he's saying to buy any dips. So that's good advice. Buying dips is good advice. And then Trump says the U.S. will boom in 5 or 6 months from now. Now, 5 or 6 months from now is when? January, February of next year. When do I think Bitcoin is going to top? I think by May of 2026 at 250K. But I'm curious, guys. Let me know your targets on Bitcoin. In the chat, type in, where do you think the top of Bitcoin is going to be? Do you think 150K, 170K? Have we already topped 200K, 250K, etc.? Let me know. And I'm curious to see where everyone's consensus numbers are. Also, We have Metaplanet buying another 463 Bitcoin, over $50 million worth. So they're continuing to TWAP into Bitcoin. You have Trump to announce a new federal governor and BLS chief this week. Remember what I was talking about? August 8th, guys. Also, you have Trump saying that he will substantially raise the tariff paid by India to the USA. So Trump is just increasing those tariffs revenues. That eventually is going to be used to buy Bitcoin, in my opinion. Mark this and clip it. So a lot of positive news that's going on with that. Now, with that said, before we go over the charts, let's go ahead and answer some questions because you guys have been patient with waiting. So let's see what we got here. Let me actually move it over to this side so I can see it better. All right. A lot of good questions. A lot of good people in here. Love you guys. So let's see. Junior says, any more dips? It's possible, Junior. On that liquidation heat map, we saw 114K as the area of interest. I would DCA near there if we get there. Even DCA a little now, just in case the market just flies. Titan says, what do I get with premiums? Yeah, guys, so thanks for asking. So for the premium group for Gym Hunters, if you want to join, link is in the description. It's 1 Ethereum for a yearly subscription to the premium Gym Hunters group. Now, Ethereum is only going to get more expensive, as you know. And so the premium group is going to offer a lot more meme coin calls, a lot more leverage calls, a lot more gem reports, a lot more DGen calls, a lot more live streams from various Gym Hunters, 24/7 moderator support if you have any questions, and just access to the Gym Hunters in general because you can chat with them, right? So there's a lot more benefits to the Gym Hunters premium group versus the free group. So if you want to join, links in the description. I believe it's the second link in the description. The first link is the free group. Second link is the paid group. If you guys haven't joined the free group, definitely join that as well. But the paid group is 1 ETH for a yearly subscription. Link is in the description. Now, also, we only have 36 likes, but 138 viewers. Come on, guys. You can do better than that. If you guys could like the stream, that definitely helps spread it to the masses. Helps me provide this content for free. I really appreciate it, guys. Hope you all are having a great week. Nikolai's asking, CD, I now am playing a game to receive $100 from free cash to get back to trading. What do you think? I don't like games, but I don't have any capital. So, hey, Nikolai, whatever you guys can do to get discretionary income to invest, you can also take free surveys. So I know there's free surveys that pay you like $5, $6, $7 an hour. It takes time, obviously, but it's free money. Also, you could sell things on eBay, sell things on Amazon. There's always various ways to make money. Become a freelancer on Upwork or Fiverr. Provide services, right? Fadi says, what is the best in your opinion with skyrocket most in 2x? Sol, ETH, or XRP? Ooh, great question. I would put my money on... that's a really good question. I feel like Solana would do it before ETH. I feel like Solana would do it before, but it's close. It's close. You're not wrong picking either one. Lewis says, love you, bro. Hey, love you too, Lewis. Luis. XXX says, so you're not expecting us to go lower until July 8th, August 8th? No. So I didn't say that. I meant I'm expecting us to boom by August 8th. So we could start the pump right now, which we are starting, right? But I think there's going to be some big pumps near August 8th, even bigger than we've seen now. Stanley, I have not heard of that meme coin, actually, that you linked. Eswar, hey, CryptoData, hope you're doing well. What's the best price range to long Sol, ETH, Sui, Hype, Doge, etc.? And I'm asking on behalf of others. Hey, appreciate that, Eswar. So Solana, DCA at 165, if we can close the daily above that, and then 153, and then 143. Ethereum, DCA at 3630, 3500, and 3270. Sui, I need to look at the chart. Hype, DCA near 3560 if you can. It's a great, great long area near there. Or $32. Doge, off the top of my head, I need to look at the chart as well. But hopefully that helps. Shakir, what does it mean by future positions boost vouchers? So if you're talking about BloFin, which is the best non-KYC trading exchange, link is in the description, I believe that means that you could use those vouchers to trade on your futures account. I'm assuming it's like a free money you can use to trade futures, if I had to guess. WLH says, where are you now, bro? I'm in the US right now. Hootie says, appreciate all the info you share. God bless. Hey, God bless you, Hootie. Appreciate it. Mahedi, do you consider inverted head and shoulders on Hype 4-hour time frame? I'll have to check that out. Kartik, what's the best session to trade crypto intraday? Myself, I mean, to trade it intraday, probably the 4 hour. But myself, I trade on the daily or weekly time frames for more swing trades. Eswar says, also, do you always wait for a perfect entry or just say F it and enter at whatever price near their support and it regretting whenever I missed it this time, but I still feel there's a chance? Eswar, usually both, right? I'll try to wait for support, but if there's a lot of bullish catalysts on the horizon and I feel like we're close to a bottom, then I'll probably just enter and DCA down if it goes lower. Not in you says, did you just mention the Lionsgate portal? Yeah, for the 8-8, right? It's going to be some crazy stuff happening, guys. August 8th, some crazy stuff. Mahedi, I think the absolute low is in. Just a matter of time we're going to send. Exactly. I think so too, Mahedi. I think the low is very close if it's not in already. Eswar, we need moon phases as an indicator in our trading view charts. Yes. I'll actually add those as well. Thanks for the heads up. That one Mexican says, why is the copy trader bot on BloFin selling me? So it's in a trend trading style, right? So it waits for the market to shift to an overall downtrend, and then it gets in a short or overall uptrend that switches to a long. So it should be switching to a long fairly soon. Muadam says, what do you think about XRP? I'm long-term bullish on it. Ali, I have no idea who that is. Eswar, shorts are getting wrecked. Very good time in the long, guys. Yep. Oliver, I'm currently in my SPX USD trade. My entry was at $1.62. And it came just a few pips away from my take profit, but then it went back to my entry. How do you react when a trade comes close to your take profit? Oliver, that is the great question, because a lot of times we'll miss our take profit just by a little bit. I would look at why it came close to your take profit but didn't hit it. Were you setting it at a round number? Because usually if you have it right at resistance, I like to have my take profit a little bit lower, because it's all about game theory at the end of the day. And if you think everyone's taking profit at one area, well, you got to front run them and lower your take profit a little bit more, right? It's all about psychology. If it comes back to your entry afterwards, well, would you enter now at your entry? If the answer is yes, then stay in it. If the answer is no and the indicators have become more overbought, then get out. Just see what has changed. Let's see. Shetshukas. Interesting name there. Tell us more about Hype. Hyperliquid's a great token. They make money off of liquidations. They invest that money back into their token. It's a good flywheel. Yo, what's going on, that boy Adrian? Good to see you. Was seeing if ETH would reject the FVG on the daily, possibly divergences coming into play. Thinking this is a dead cat bounce unless we break or hold certain resistance. It's possible, right? It's possible. So the biggest thing now is if we can close above 3630 on the daily. That'd be fairly bullish. But then we do have the weekly resistance at 3900. Know that I will go over that as well in my chart. As far as says, just a hypothetical question, CryptoData. Let's say you have only $50 to 100, and can you grow it to 500 to 1,000? If yes, then what's your approach? Think of it like a challenge, but not me asking as a newbie. Of course not, S4. Of course, it's hypothetical always, right? To grow it to 500 to 1,000, so you're asking 10x basically. Leverage trading would be a big part of that. And I mean, probably leverage trading, honestly, if you're trying to grow it that quickly. Like, I don't think you're going to get a 10x on Ethereum, Solana, or any other altcoin. So just manage your risk appropriately with leverage trading. That's what I would say. John says, I've been touching grass and sideline this past week or two. Then I checked the market last night and thought I have to get back in. Do you think we can enter the market now and just add position if it pulls? I think so, John. Junior says, everything points at August 8th. Yes. Eswar, everyone wants to be successful. No one wants to be embarrassed. The price of the first is the second. So, guys, always stay humble. No need to flex your P&Ls. Exactly, right? Always stay humble, guys. I posted that on my X account because the moment you get cocky is the moment you lose it all. Vivid. Okay, so here's the targets for Bitcoin. Vivid's thinking 130K. Lunar's Dream 180 to 200. Balaz's 150. Nikolai 300. Human Intelligence 200. Yogesh 190 to 195. Excuse me. Eduardo 155. Finance Compass 190. AI Crest 270. You had, let's see, 180 to 220, 220, 250. Okay. Because the M2 money supply, 150, 130. Okay, so it looks like if we average all of these out, just taking a rough average here, more or less, people are thinking the high, like 190 to 200. I think that's the consensus here. 190 to 200. So it'll be very interesting, right? I mean, there's a few 150, 140s. So I could see that as well. But I think consensus is around 190 if you average it all. So we'll see, guys. We'll see how close we get. Pedram says, there is no cap. It will continue to go up. Once all Bitcoin is mined, it will skyrocket. Exactly. Eswar says 150K, sir. No more than that because the M2 money supply topping out. Just remember, Eswar, the M2 money supply actually reached an all-time high recently. Bitcoin lags it by 108 days. So we'll see, right? But definitely something to watch. Brome says, let's see. Mahedi says 130K by the end of this month. I like it. I agree. Brome, what coin do you think you expect to do well on August 8th? Really, any altcoins. I mean, Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana, and strong alts, high conviction alts. SWAR, just a tip, CD. You can just scroll to the price axis on TradingView instead of holding and moving your mouse up and down. Ah, nice. Good to know. Claudio, what do you think will be BTC's last low before Valhalla? Oof, we may have already hit it. We may have already hit it at 112K. If we're going below that, then maybe 110K. Fernando, can you check Ton and Two? Yeah, I'll check in a minute. Vivid, do you trade the New York session on crypto? You know, so I was looking at the Monday Open, or at least I was thinking about the Monday Open today for the New York Open, and usually Bitcoin opens red, but it opened green on the New York Open. So that was my sign that, hey, we're going to go higher, and we did. So technically, yes. I don't trade it, but I monitor it. Nikolai says, yesterday when I said I started July 1st, I was talking about starting trading. I've always been healthy, not just full organic, but at least organic eggs. There you go. Hey, guys, something's better than nothing, right? Like, talking about health, slight tangent. If you guys can eat as much organic food as possible, drink spring water out of glass bottles or reverse osmosis water from your sink, or even a Brita water pitcher, like tap water, filling it with that. Like, something's better than nothing, right? Just don't drink out of plastic bottles. Don't drink tap water if it's not filtered. And then eat as much organic food as you can. And grass-fed beef. A little life hack there. The best steak, also, if you guys like steak, the best steak to eat is grass-fed beef ribeye. I've been eating that 5 to 6 days a week. Guys, I've gained like at least a couple pounds of muscle over these past few months. It's been crazy. And I've worked out for over 15 years. So it's wild to see the growth still when you switch your diet up. Claudio says, what do you look for in USD dominance? Help with your market analysis. Yeah, great question, Claudio. So USDT dominance is a great measurement of if people are selling their alts for stables or investing their stables into alts, right? Depending if dominance goes up or down. I chart USDT dominance like I chart anything. So if USDT dominance is coming up towards major resistance, then that's bullish because that's showing it's going to reject soon, meaning people are going to get out of their stables and invest in Bitcoin and altcoins. So I make sure to look at USDT dominance as well. But thank you for reminding me because I need to have that in my cross-check more. Bitcoin dominance and USDT dominance. You guys are bringing me back to my roots, and that's where we need to stay. So appreciate the question. Ghostwriter, like, share, subscribe, and turn on post notifications. Awesome, Ghostwriter. A+ for you. Awesome, guys. If you guys could like, share, subscribe, and turn on post notifications, that would help as well, guys. We're going to spread these streams to the masses. Gym Hunters is going to become one of the best crypto groups in all of crypto. So make sure you guys are liking if you haven't. Really appreciate it. Means a lot. Yader says 210K. Sparakos. Fib gives 155K. If it continues another leg, max 212. The max top. If everything goes crazy, then 244 is the max. All right, Sparakos. Let's hope that last scenario comes into play. Ghostwriter just got out of jail, man. Life is good. Was there for one night. Thankful to put my crypto in hard wallet. It's for situations like this. Wow, Ghostwriter. That's actually some real stuff right there. Hope everything's okay. Glad you're doing good. Again, you always have to be thankful and grateful for everything you have in this life. Always spread love and positivity. That's what we're here for. Pedram says, what do you think about POL Polygon? Pedram, I don't like it as much, honestly. That thing has been underperforming so much. Granted, it's one of those tokens that could outperform later on in the cycle. I would look at what it did last cycle and when it started pumping relative to other alts and then decide from there. Leo says, hope to see you at the top. You will, Leo. All of you guys here are going to see me at the top, especially if you guys put in the work like you're doing. Like we can all make it, guys. It's just having discipline and managing your emotions. Something 95% of traders can't do, and that's why they're not successful. But we will be. And we are. Fame for you says, bro, I'm in BloFin and try to make money with the 10x futures. How can I do it in the best way? Yeah, so we have a BloFin tutorial, actually. If you go to the free Telegram group and you actually go... go to the pin message. Keep clicking the pin message, and you'll see where we have BloFin tutorial. Just watch that, and you'll see how you can trade responsibly. Claudio says, what do you think will be the winning sector this cycle? RWA, gaming, etc. And what's your winner for that sector? Ooh, great question. Either AI or RWA. For AI, I think Ray on base is going to be the winner. REI. And then for RWA, I think Syrup is going to be the winner. Maple Finance. Luis says, Luke, abre alguna asistencia en el español en el premium. Gracias. So, Luis, I am not Luke, but I do know a little Spanish. So, it looks like what you're asking me is there Spanish assistance in the premium group? Is there people that speak Spanish in the premium group? It looks like that's what you're asking. So, I do not know. I don't think there's people that can help in Spanish. It's mostly English speaking in there. One of the reasons is because everyone in there speaks English, so it's just better if you have a question just to help with others. But I don't know if the moderators speak Spanish, if any of them speak Spanish, so I'll have to see on that. I'll have to see. Let's see. A lot of good questions. All right. Pedram says, yeah. So I am not Luke, Pedram. My name is John Luke. I'm different. We sound similar. I'm sure our speaking styles are similar, but yes, I am not Luke. See, Renedu says, what are the indicators you use, and are there specific settings you use in the stock and RSI and stuff? No, I just keep default. So RSI, stock RSI, I just keep that default. Eliza says, I don't have an idea what's going on here, but I will watch, listen, and learn as long as I will have this wisdom. Awesome, Eliza. So glad to see. Okay, let's stop it with Eliza, and let's continue the rest of the stream. And then I will continue afterwards. Again, guys, if you aren't following me at the CryptoData on X, definitely do so. I post a lot of good content, and I keep you guys informed. So always appreciated. But let's go look at the S&P chart. Let's look at gold, oil futures, and the DXY. So S&P, been doing great today. It's at 63.20, looking like it wants to go for all-time highs again. Good support is at 6,100 and 6,000. The weekly RSI is still doing great, curving to the upside. So still a lot of room to go, in my opinion. Gold is interesting. It's still chopping around, but increasing to the upside. And gold is used as a hedge against inflation, a hedge against uncertainty. So the RSI is very close to crossing above its signal line on the weekly. We could see gold actually send here. Now, what we want to see is just a kind of steady, healthy uptrend. We don't want to see gold, launching, because that means that people are going to be selling their risk on assets like the S&P, crypto, etc. So gold slightly rising isn't a bad thing. Oil futures is at 66.23, very good. If we can stay between 60 and 70, it's very healthy for oil futures. Looks like the RSI is actually decreasing to the downside, which could be even better for us. Similar to the DXY here, which measures the US dollar strength index, it is inversely correlated to Bitcoin. So when the US dollar rises, Bitcoin falls, and vice versa. So now we're seeing the RSI looks like it wants to level out just a little bit, which could be good for Bitcoin, right? Because, again, if the DXY declines, Bitcoin's going to rise. So we'll have to see what happens with that. Now, looking at the overview of the market, let's go ahead and refresh this. All right, Bitcoin's at 115.2K. Ethereum's at 3680, up 5.6%. XRP's up 5%, 3.6. Looks like we're having just a slight consolidation here. Looking at the top gainers, Mantle is up 23%. Mantle is launching right now. Litecoin's up 9%, doing great. Uniswap up 8%, Say's up 8%, Optimism up 8%, Arbitrum up 6%. This is the thing as well, guys, is anytime ETH rises, look for betas. Look for the L2s, such as Optimism, Arbitrum, even Uniswap is a beta play, right? So that's why it pays to know where the laggards are at. Know if you're bullish on Ethereum, you got to be even more bullish on Optimism, Arbitrum, and Uniswap, right? So great to see on that front. Next, where's that TVL flow going? Is money flowing on-chain or off-chain? Well, obviously it's going on-chain right now. Ethereum network up 6% versus yesterday. Solana up 3%. Base up 4.7%. Hyperliquid up 5%. You can see here a lot of L1s are doing very well, and L2s. So something to keep in mind is there's more TVL coming on the Ethereum network versus Solana, guys. Even looking at the past 1 month, 29% for Ethereum versus 12% for Solana. A lot more TVL, total value locked, is coming on-chain towards Ethereum. So that just gives you a foreshadowing of what's to come. Ethereum is going to break 4,000 very, very soon. I promise you. Look to buy near 3,630. Look to buy near 3,500. I don't think we're going lower than that if we do have another drop before August 8th. Also, Solana, I'll talk about that as well, but the base chain is gaining a lot of traction as well. Don't fade the base chain. It's, again, remember when they launched Zora? I believe that was like the pump.fun of base, but that gained a lot of traction a few days ago. So base is gaining up again, right? Base is gaining that traction. It's an L2 for Ethereum. As Ethereum gets more popular, so will base. Keep an eye on that. Now, looking at the Fear and Greed Index at 52. It's reset finally in the neutral area. Remember, it was in the greed area for a while. Now we're getting a reset near neutral. Gives us more room to go to the upside. Because again, when people get scared, they sell. It lowers from greed to neutral. Now it resets. Now we're getting ready for people to get more FOMO. So it's just the cycle of consumer sentiment. Next, Bitcoin monthly returns, 0.79% in the negative for August. Remember what I mentioned in my X post? I said, historically, August has been bullish. It was bullish in 2020, bullish in 2017, and bullish in 2013. Look at that, guys. Look how much, August has launched. In 2017, 65%. 2021, 13%, guys. Like, this is very bullish, okay? This is extremely bullish, guys. So do not fade August. I am telling you right now, you will regret it if you fade it. Generational opportunities are going to happen. Even I had a few others not in use was saying Lionsgate, Portal, August 8th, 8/8, spiritual growth, manifestation, guys. It is here. You guys got to jump on the train or you will get left behind. I can promise you that. Now, looking at the Ethereum or the Bitcoin ETF flows, this is important here because August 1st, we had negative 812 million of outflows. Guys, whenever we have this many outflows, like close to 1 billion, that marks the bottom, okay? Anytime there's that large of outflows, similar to the liquidation levels. Anytime liquidation levels are near $1 billion in the past 24 hours, it marks local bottom. If longs are the ones getting liquidated. If it's shorts getting liquidated, it marks local top. Same with the ETF flows. If we get near $1 billion of outflows, that's marking the local bottom. If we get over near $1 billion of inflows, that marks the local top. So this is some alpha that you guys aren't going to get anywhere else. So if you could like the stream, really appreciate it, guys. 132 viewers, only 60 likes. We got to get that up to 100 likes, guys. If you guys haven't liked it, please like the video. It helps a lot. I really appreciate it. If you want to join Gem Hunters Premium, it's going to be the second link in the description. 1 Ethereum for a yearly subscription. Have more meme coin calls, leverage calls, 24/7 mod service, more Gem Hunter live streams, etc. A lot of good stuff. Now, for the Ethereum ETF flows, 152 million of outflows, okay? This was a large number of outflows. Ethereum, I don't think Ethereum's seen this large of outflows ever. And so again, marking the bottom there, August 1st. Now, let's go over some charts and then I will answer your questions. So, Bitcoin's at 115,000. Look at this. We rejected perfectly off of this 115.6K level. Guys, you couldn't write this any better. I said this was a resistance level. Now, look what happened. We rejected, okay? Now, stock RSI is looking good on the daily. Oversold crossing to the upside. The RSI is still crossing to the upside. So, we could still be doing very, very good. But, mind you, we are coming up against resistance. So, at the very least, like I said, 114K. Remember, this was the CME gap. Now it's a big level in the liquidation heat map. So keep an eye on that. I would be DCAing at 114K absolutely if we come back down. So watch that. Next. Other resistance is going to be 116.8K if we can close above the 115.6. And then if we close above 116.8K on the daily, we'll come back into this range and it will be a very healthy range. Now, funny enough, you had this range, it broke out, and then went back, chopped, broke down, and then it's probably going to go back in and chop more, and then eventually break out, right? That's probably what we're going to see. It may be a little sooner, but you can see we broke out, fake out, and now we're chopping, getting ready for the next move up. So, again, 114K, great DCA level if we get there. If we close above 115.6, then 116.8 is my next level. If we close above that, the next resistance is 120K. Followed by 123K. So still very bullish, guys, but again, make sure you have your DCA levels set. Next, let's look at Ethereum. So Ethereum went to 2,700. Ethereum's going crazy. 3676. Now, here is the weekly trend line that I've been showing you guys. We rejected off this weekly trend line multiple times. So this is going to be a big level to watch. It's around 3890, just call it 3900. If we can close the weekly above 3900, guys, Ethereum is going to launch. Ethereum, in my opinion, is going to launch to 4300 if we break above 39. Okay, it's just a matter of time at that point. So keep an eye on that. Very, very bullish. Now, where should I buy Ethereum, you may ask? Well, good levels to watch. 3630. Because again, if the daily closes above 3630, then it would be a good level to buy at support. So like say it closes above, comes back down, boom, support, and sending, right? Something like that. Now, if it closes below, then I'd look at 3500 as the next support. And then from there, you could potentially here look at 3390 as the next big level of support since it bounced here, right? And obviously 3270 is another important level. So now it's just waiting to see what happens here. But I'm waiting for a daily close above 3630. And then the RSI, stock RSI look very good on the daily as well. Now, on the weekly, stock RSI doesn't look the best, but the RSI is curving back up. So still some positivity on there. And then upcoming events, guys, we do have the Token 2049 Singapore event, October 1st and 2nd. If you guys are going to that, let me know. Put some fire emojis in the chat. Would love to meet you. Also, we have the FOMC meeting September 17th. So that's going to be a big event there as well. So make sure you guys are keeping an eye on that. Like I said, I expect Powell to cut rates on September 17th. It's going to be a very bullish catalyst. Expect us to rise up until then. Potentially crash beginning of September, but coming up to the rate cuts, there's going to be a lot of front running going on. So, again, 77 likes, 131 viewers. If we can get that up to 100, that would be awesome, guys. I really appreciate all of you liking. Also, if you're not following me at the CryptoData, definitely do so. Always appreciate you guys as well. Now, let's go ahead and answer some questions. So, I believe I left off. Let's see. I'll find who I left off at. Okay, Eliza. That's where I left off at. Eliza. Okay, so Bass Chip says, what do you think about Near? Near, I'm not as bullish on it, to be honest. It's just been underperforming versus most tokens. Bromes says, what do you say for your position on Hype? For Hype, I'm bullish. Still bullish. I'll look to long at 35.60. I know there was already a long that was called there, but if you can get it near 35.60, that'd be a great level for DCAing. Again, low leverage. But if we can close above $39 on the daily, I think Hype will go to 42. Stanley, top 3 coins which will go the highest this cycle by how many X's? Great question, Stanley. So maybe REI on base. It's a great AI token. What else? By X's? Man. I need to look at some other coins. Maybe SPX, the meme coin, fart coin maybe. And then your safer plays, though, obviously going to be Ethereum, Solana, Hype. Kartik says, best session, Asia, New York, or London for crypto trading intraday? Probably New York, because it's a U.S. time. And there's always announcements in the U.S. So Trump always makes announcements. So if you live in the U.S., you're going to have a better time zone trading. Claudio, if the RSI and stock RSI are lagging indicators, what are some leading indicators? Leading is only going to be price action and volume. That's going to be leading. So for example, if you can see like, for example, writing or drawing some bearish divergences or bullish divergences, that's going to help you predict maybe Fibonacci as well. So Fibonacci retracement could technically be a leading indicator if you're expecting it to bounce off a certain level, but true leading indicators, it's just price action and volume. Fernando, any thoughts on AVAX? Still tentatively bullish on AVAX, yeah. So, because again, with the whole Grand Theft Auto 6 and more gaming hype slowly coming into play, I think it'll eventually do better. It was actually outperforming recently. I want to say a couple weeks ago, so it could be very good. Shower with Rick says, what are your thoughts on Fartcoin after it fell under $1? That was interesting, right? Fartcoin needs to regain above. And I'll go ahead and chart Fartcoin. All right, so right now it's at 96 cents. So it's near its support, right? Near this midterm support here, so not a bad level. Now, the only thing I would say is this is the weekly, so we can actually go to the daily. Stock RSI is looking good. It's way oversold. Now curving to the upside. RSI is curving to the upside. But Fartcoin is still below its 200 EMA. If it can close above 200 EMA, at that point, I would look for a potential long. But it's just, yeah, it just needs to get back above that dollar like you're saying. But the indicators are looking good. Indicators are looking good. So I think Fartcoin could start performing again. But again, at the very least, it needs to get above this 200 EMA on the daily at 98 cents. All right. Let's see. Amir says XRP on 8th until the 24th. Interesting. Let me know your reasons for that, Amir. AB, just joined the stream. Will alts go up in September? Alts will go up in August. Probably not September, though. September may be up for a little bit ahead of the interest rate cut, September 17th, but I'm bearish for September overall. Not in use says, are you performing any manifestation rituals on August 8th? I am not, but not in use. Let me know your reasoning behind that. Let me know, because that sounds like some life hack there. That could actually be very good. Claudio, if the Federal Reserve cuts interest rates in September, a bearish month, assuming market pumps at the news, could September turn bullish, potentially shifting bearish trends to October, November? Claudio, it's not a bad idea, actually. That's possible, right? If the Fed cuts rates, there's going to be, in my opinion, front running. So it's going to be priced in at least a week prior. But also, like you said, if they cut rates, it may be a sell the news event, honestly. Because right now, people are expecting it. Poly market's above 70%. And so it's almost a guarantee at this point. And so we're seeing that front run happen in August. So it may be a little like reverse psychology. Or, you know what I'm saying? So just keep that in mind. But yeah, your scenario is very possible. Like a dump in October, the first half of October, absolutely. Ismail says, is it ideal to move the stop loss above entry after the trade gone in our favor or stick to our rules? No, it's not bad at all. So if you get, like, if your trade hits your take profit 1, it's not bad at all to move your stop loss up to break even or just above your entry to lock in your profits. It's not a bad strategy at all. Nico says, do you think Pengu might come down to the 3-cent level? Miss the entry just by a bit. It's hard. I doubt it, honestly. If actually, is this chat even? Okay, this chat looks like it doesn't want to move. Oh, there it goes. Okay, let me see real quick. Let's go look at Pengu. So you're saying if it can come back down to the 3-cent level, I will say this: it is reaching resistance right now. It is reaching resistance. I would not be buying here. If you're looking to buy, at the very least, I'd wait for 3.3 cents at the very least. Because it looks like it's rejecting a little bit. I don't think we'll get to that 3-cent level, so I'd be looking for 3.3. Eswar says, just a health tip, guys. Drink moringa combined with water. It's a natural cortisol depressant and also has high amounts of vitamin C and potassium. Interesting. Moringa. I'll have to look that up. Thank you. Let's see. Nikolai says, what do you do to your spot bags at the beginning of the bear market? Do you put it all in stables? Yeah, so usually I'll go over to stables. I'll start shorting more at major resistance levels. And I'll look for other opportunities. Not just crypto, but maybe something in e-com, etc. Right? During the bear market, I always look for other opportunities, other sources of passive income. AB says, any chance the Fed cuts rates by 50 BPS instead of 25? Highly unlikely. Highly unlikely, but again, anything's possible, right? I know that most people on the poly market are pricing in a 25 basis point cut, though. AI Crash Core, just curious, how old are you? If you've been trading for 15 years. So I'm just a tad older than Luke. I'll say that. Nico, once you set your limit buy orders, do you ever change them? If yes, what criteria things need to happen so you move up your limit buy order? So it just depends, right? It's just based off catalysts. And if we front run certain, if indicators are looking better off USDT dominance or Bitcoin dominance or liquidations or anything of that sort, then I'll move up my limit buys. Words of Humans, can you tell us your top 3 coins? ETH, Solana, and maybe Ray, actually. Ray on base, REI. It's been performing so well. But Hype, if we're talking about the top 100. Yogesh, what analytical tools do you use as a major indicator for leverage trades? Can you state all of them if possible, plus what is weighting of each of them holds? So yeah, so the indicators have been the same. RSI, stock RSI, 200 EMA, and 50 EMA with standard support resistance levels. So very, very easy there. Ghost Rider, why do I have a feeling that you have had a motorcycle in your life at some point? Ghost Rider, I have had a motorcycle actually. I actually went up to ride in the Ozarks with my dad and my grandfather, and also my cousin. We went up to the Ozarks in Arkansas, the mountains. We rode up there. What else? We went to the Colorado mountains. That's where I learned to ride on my scooter, actually. I bought a motorcycle scooter, but then I actually ended up getting a 1986 Vulcan, a touring bike, and rode on there afterwards. I haven't rode in a while, though, but I love it. It's so much fun. I want to get an electric bike, actually. Those look interesting. XXX says, will it be too late to enter on August 8th? Do you expect dump after that, or do you think the whole month will be bullish? I think the month will be fairly bullish, but I think it's smart to DCA before then, just in case we don't come back to a bottom. Kat says, Messi or Ronaldo? Ooh, you're asking me that question. Man, I know Luke likes Messi. He's from Argentina. Man, probably Ronaldo, but both of them are GOATs, honestly. Both of them are GOATs. Eswar, Virtual Bacon mentioned Ondo and C-Pool as his top picks in the RWA sector. Those are both good as well. Ondo and C-Pool, great picks. Claudio, some alpha for everyone in here that needs money for trading, signing up for exchanges. They give 100 USD when you sign up. Summer, Weeks, Coinflare, Bit2Nix. Awesome. Good stuff, Claudio. Pedram says, no way. I thought it was you. Really sound and talk alike. Either way, got the word to Luke, man. I want to join the team. Appreciate you. Hey, appreciate you, Pedram. Don't worry. You're not the only person to say I sound like Luke. You're at least the 100th person. So it's pretty funny, though. I mean, it's probably an ongoing joke at this point. Nyko says, BTC struggled to break through resistance trend line from Feb 21st, which it broke in July and then went down a few days ago. Do you think it's important to break above before having more bullish buys? Yeah, that could be one as well. I'll actually have to look at that. Trend line from February of 2021. Let me actually look at that on Bitcoin real quick. You've piqued my interest. You have piqued my interest. Let me see. From February 2021. One sec, guys. I want to find this trend line. Okay, so let's see. Let's go to the weekly. I think you're talking about the main trend line that I had as well. Actually, let me pull it up on, I believe I had it on my Binance chart. Yeah, this one. This is the one here. Okay, yeah, so this 8-year trend line. So, yeah, we closed below it, actually. Yes. Good point here. So, very interesting that we actually closed the weekly below. That's very interesting, actually. Thanks for bringing that up. Yeah, so we need to close back above this, guys. This is actually a big deal here. So we got to close back above this trend line if we want to maintain that bullish bias, right? So yeah, that's actually very, very interesting there. You make a great point on that. Huh. Okay. I'll be watching that very closely. Thanks for that heads up. See, guys, a lot of smart people in this chat. I'm always learning stuff from you guys and always paying attention to stuff I may have forgot about. Mahedi says, do you play any sports? So no, I was, funny enough, I was in marching band actually for through middle school. I was in band from middle school and then marching band in high school. Looking at me, you wouldn't think I was in marching band because I'm more, I have a more athletic build. But yeah, I got really into working out probably my junior year of high school. And I'm sure a lot of you guys know when you get into working out, for a lot of the guys that are watching this, when your body starts changing, obviously you get more attention, but it builds your confidence so much more. So for anyone, males and females, I highly recommend you start working out. It's going to increase your confidence tenfold. I promise you. Start with low 3 days a week and then go up to 5 days a week. And it doesn't have to be a lot of stuff. Just walking on the treadmill, some light weights, and then slowly get into the heavier weights. John says, is 50 the RSI signal line? The RSI signal line is the yellow line. That's the yellow line. So 50 is just like the middle. It's just basically when it's neutral. Eswar, is Luke Belmar locked in? He's posting calls in the past few days, guys. We all need to lock in since Master's here. Yeah, Luke Belmar's locked in. He's definitely locked in, so pay attention to him. Ghost Rider says, thanks for everything you do, CD. How is the office coming together? Got the plants yet? Ghost Rider, thanks for reminding me about the plants. So I have the snake plant ready to purchase. I haven't purchased it yet, but thank you for reminding me. I will. And funny enough, the hardwood floor, I actually wanted a vinyl plank. The one that I wanted is back ordered until August 29th. So now I'm thinking, well, heck, do I get something else because I want it installed earlier? Or do I wait till then it's not going to get here till the first week of September, and then I got to wait after that, right? So I'm debating with that right now. But yeah, thanks for the question, though. Appreciate everything you do as well. AB says, could Bitcoin go red in September while altcoins significantly rise? It could, but it's highly unlikely. Pedram, just saw the response on X. Thanks. Hey, no problem, Pedram. Let's see. Shakir, what types of sentiment can be used as indicators before entering a trade? So the fear and greed index, looking at the number of liquidations, what's being said on crypto Twitter. If most people are bearish, you can expect there to be a bullish swing soon. What else? ETF flows, like we talked about. But yeah, sentiment-wise, the fear and greed index and just the liquidation levels. Like that's a real good way of measuring sentiment. Claudio, thoughts on Motion meme coin? I think it has the same potential as Aura, and it's backed by some people like Martz and more. Yeah, Aura or Motion is an interesting one. I mean, I know some of the marketing team behind it. If they stick with it, it could do well, but we'll see, right? Like, these memes are always shifting. Bucky is really good. If any of you guys gotten Bucky on Solana, that thing's like 25, 30 mil right now. That's probably going to go up a lot higher to 50 to 100. Hard facts. What about Fartcoin? Can you monitor the chart? Yeah, I was just looking at that as well. Again, it needs to cross above at least 98 cents to cross above its daily 200 EMA. Really, it needs to close above $1 on the daily to get bullish again. Vivid says, bro, CryptoData, please tell me you do one-on-one crypto mentorship. So that's something that's coming down the line. Something I'm strongly considering, yes. Just follow me on socials. Follow me on X. Follow me on Telegram. All those places. If you follow me on there, then I will announce it on there. I promise you. Not in use. $300 Solana likely? Yes, it's likely. John, how do you indicate which levels are great levels to place a position in? Thanks, JL. Always providing wisdom. Hey, appreciate you, John. So for levels that are great levels to position in, I just draw my support resistance levels on the daily and weekly time frames. The higher time frames are going to be more significant, and they're going to be respected more because the big whales and the algorithms are focused on those time frames, especially because there's so much data in each candle, right? A daily candle has 24 hours worth of data. A weekly candle has 24 hours times 7 worth of data. Well, whether that's, what is that, 96 plus, what is that, 100 and, I don't even want to guess right now. But yeah, you get what I'm saying, right? It's over 170 hours worth of data. So I'm very bullish on there. Fame says, what do you think about Zora? Which price will be hitting Zora in this week? You know, I'm not too bullish on Zora. I know I said that it is a good pump.fun token on base. I can pull up the chart. I'm pulling it up on my other screen right now. Give me a second. All right, here. I'm just going to pull it up like this. Let me just look at Zora. Okay, so Zora is still holding up well. Wow. Yeah, it's holding up very well. So let's see if we can draw some SR lines. Yeah, so see here? See, this is what I'm talking about. When you have these levels that are respected, like this is, right? Previous resistance turned support on the daily. You had a lot of buys come in at 170 million. As far as how I'm looking at it now, there's going to be resistance near 225 and then 300 million. So keep that in mind. Now we can pull up the indicators real quick. I pull up the RSI when I'm looking at coins on Dex Screener, FYI. So let's see, 4 hours not bad. 4 hours not bad. So yeah, it could be a little RSI resistance, right? If the 4 hour can break this resistance, Zora is going a lot higher. So not too bad there. The daily was at, yeah, daily's reset. So yeah, it's very close to breaking out again, making higher lows on the 4 hour. So not too bad. Zora doesn't look too bad. What are some other questions you guys have? Saad says, hi, with all your video on trading, can we become a full-time crypto trader after 6 months of dedication? It's possible, but guys, before you become a full-time trader, have a nest egg first and have consistent income. What do I mean by that? I mean that if you only have $1,000 and you're going to go full-time, you're barely going to have any money to pay rent, right? If you live with your parents, obviously that's different, but have a more consistent strategy and make sure you're profitable consistently. Now, profitable consistently doesn't mean 100% of the time, but like 70, 75% of the time, if you're profitable, then that's good enough, right? So at the very least, make sure you have a profitable strategy, you're consistent, and you have a good nest egg built up. And by a good nest egg, I mean at least $10,000 saved up, at least. Like, that is bare minimum. You should be having 20,000 or more saved up, because you got to have at least a few months of rent. You got to have enough capital set aside to where you can lose money for a couple months and you'll be fine, right? But guys, like, I'm talking having a good nest egg, depending on where you live, obviously. But if you're in the US, 10 to 20,000 at least of a nest egg before going full time, like at the bare minimum, bare minimum, guys. Like, I would say even more than that. But yeah, always have some source of passive income ready. Bromes says, what are your thoughts on Summit? Summit's dead. Summit's dead. Yeah, the team, it just AVAX, the whole AVAX eco has died. And so I would just be careful investing in anything on AVAX right now. Saad says, why can't we comment on your trading post on free Jim Hunter Telegram? So they disabled comments just to minimize the noise, because there's just a lot of noise there, and to focus more on the announcement. So that's why. Stanley, what is your long-term goal in crypto and business overall? Long-term goal in crypto is 8 figures, preferably mid 8 figures. And business overall, having various sources of passive income, various real estate properties, various investments in gold, silver, different currencies, Singaporean dollar, etc. And making sure my family is financially set, and having partnerships with various top-end business owners and joint ventures, etc. Like, I'm planning to go big with this. Like, as big as Luke Belmar has gotten right now, that's where I'm going for. Amir, August 8th, we wake up at 8:08 and we'll see the greens. We are going to all make it in this window. My brothers, again, I say, we will make our mothers proud. There you go, Amir. Awesome. Not in Use says, Lionsgate portal on August 8th is a day for setting intentions for manifesting. The purpose of ritual is to set the intentions and mindset if it's supposed to be the best day in the year for this. Awesome, Not in Use. Appreciate that. Sparakos, every August 8th, the Lion portal is open. There you go. Words of wisdom. Can Sui reach $12 to $15? If yes, in how much time? I don't know if it'll reach that high. I feel comfortable saying Sui's going to reach $6 by the end of this cycle. Even $10 is possible, right? But I don't know. I don't think it's going to go 12 to 15. But anything's possible, right? Like, people say Sui's the Solana killer, so I'm not going to say it's never going to reach it. But realistic target conservatively, let's say 8 to 10. Not in Use. I'm not comfortable teaching because I consider myself an amateur. Well, you should just practice more then, right? You should just speak more, even talk to yourself in front of a camera or record yourself, and then see what specific nuances that you have. Do you say a lot? Do you, whatever it is, right? Do you have a word that you say, you know? Like, there's different things and different mannerisms that we have when speaking. So you need to be able to record yourself and watch yourself. And honestly, knowledge breeds confidence. And so the more you learn, the more confident you're going to get. Just like with myself in trading, I'm always talking about this 24/7, so I'm able to speak about it easier. Whereas maybe someone who's only been in trading for a couple months. But again, it's all about studying. It's all about repetition. It's all about continuing to speak, because you have to be able to communicate effectively. Even if you have the knowledge, it won't do any well if you can't share it appropriately. So just making sure that you're continuing to speak with friends, speak on Twitter Spaces, record yourself, record YouTube videos. Just keep speaking and you'll get better at it. I promise you. Ghost Rider says, tip if you drive or ride in the States, don't ever speed in Georgia. GSP really doesn't play. Good to know, Ghost Rider. Appreciate it. AI Crash Course says, see you for Cristiano Ronaldo. That's funny. So here, hey Data, what's your guide on AI for someone who wants to learn about AI and tokenization? Thanks for the good work and appreciate you. So here, for AI, man, there's so many different tools to use for AI, guys. Like, literally, you guys, everyone here can become millionaires using AI effectively. I know Elon's been spamming his Imagine thing on Grok, where you can create 6-second AI videos. It's just going to get crazier, right? Creating AI video games, AI movies by next year. Like, so you can even create websites with AI. And so there's a lot of directions you can go to here. I would just say, watch YouTube videos, some of the top podcaster people on AI, and learn from anyone who has already done it successfully, and look at them, right? So even you can search AI tools or top AI tools on X, and you'll see long posts on that, and you can maybe experiment from there. So there's a lot of different ways you can do it, but definitely focus on AI. It's going to be big the next couple of years, and those who don't adapt will get left behind. Mr. Robinson, good to see you here. Haven't seen you in a while. Thank you for the market update data. It's always appreciated and it helps me cancel out the other noise and focus on the data that's actually important. Also, if you're in Colorado soon, let me know. Hey, appreciate you. I will definitely let you know if I am in Colorado. Let me know what part you're in. If you're in Boulder, Denver, or a different area, or Colorado Springs, etc. The Finance Compass. Hey, Data, what do you think of Link Top this cycle? Link Top, $30. AB says, can we take a quick look at BTC dominance? Yeah, we'll go ahead and look at that real quick. It's 2:06, but I will have the stream go a little longer for you guys till I answer all the questions. Okay, BTC dominance did have that bearish divergence on the weekly. Great to see on there. Currently, it did bounce on the 50 EMA, but it looks like it's rejecting right now. Great to see. Potentially, we could see a further drop to 60%. So that would be very bullish for alts. And if it breaks 60.3%, then alts are absolutely sending, guys. I guarantee you. So look for the weekly close on Bitcoin dominance. If it does close below 60.3%, then it's going to Valhalla. I mean, alts are going to Valhalla. So it's going to be a big week. And we can even look at the daily, right? The daily, you can see here a little bit clearer picture. Let me delete this overlay. The daily, you can see it rejected off the 200 EMA on the daily. Very, very good for our altcoins. And so, yeah, expect probably a continuation down towards 60%. The stock RSI is overbought. Nice little rejection. RSI rejection off of 50. Great to see. So, yeah, expecting more downside on Bitcoin dominance, 100%. All right, let's see other questions here. Saeed says, do you have any tips on avoiding... I cannot provide you any tips on that, Saeed. I cannot provide you any tips on that. I would just say pay your taxes. Pay your taxes. And if you don't want to pay taxes, then go to Dubai, move to Puerto Rico, someplace where crypto is not taxed. Kang says, please give me the distribution ratio. BTC eats soul hype Sui. Okay, that, let's say 30% Bitcoin, 30% Ethereum, 20% Solana, 10% hype, and 10% Sui. 30, 30, 20, 10, 10. That's the distribution, Kang. AB, will other spot ETFs get approved in Q4 2025? Yes, I strongly believe so. Also, guys, remember, BlackRock applied for the Ethereum staking ETF. Once that gets approved, massive pump in Ethereum. It's going to cause a lot of restaking. Search up rehypothecation. Basically, you can restake your Ethereum over and over. DJ Kurt says, Bitcoin will hit new all-time highs after the second week of this month. Ooh, what are your thoughts? Okay, I'm going to mark that as well. DJ Kurt says, what are your thoughts about Kaspa? Not really any thoughts right now. I mean, it's doing okay. I think it was, it wasn't a top gainer recently. It just needs to break above its 50 EMA on the daily. Once it does that, be a little more bullish on Kaspa. So look for a close on the daily above 9 cents. If it closes above 9 cents, be a little more bullish on it. Stock RSI and RSI do look good, though, on Kaspa. Eliza says, how your story started with all that? My story? I do have a finance background. I was in the military. I'm really into working out, eating healthy. Don't do drugs. Don't drink. What else? I'm really big into meditation and prayer. I've been in crypto since May of 2017. And I met Luke in, call it the end of 2023. I met Luke. And then we've hung out a lot at different Token 2049 events and different crypto events. Awesome guy. And from there, I've just built up my network, right? Just on X, Telegram, Discord, YouTube, everywhere. And so I'm aiming to be one of the best influencers in the space. I hate saying influencers because influencers have a bad name. The best crypto mentor in the space, that'd be a more fitting title. Eric says, hey, Data, can you look at Fartless? The dev is the guy who made Fartcoin, possibly all the attention going from Fartcoin to it. Yeah, I'll look at it real quick. I'll look at it for you. Whoops. Looks like we lost the chat for a sec. Let me, oops, and we lost that. Okay, stand by. Let me pop out the chat again. And then let me look at that one coin. Also, guys, please like the stream if you liked it. Really, really appreciate it. It helps us. It helps gem hunters spread to the masses. If you want to join the premium group, that is going to be the second link in the description. 1 Ethereum for a yearly subscription, giving you more leverage calls, meme coin calls, 24/7 concierge service, more live streams, etc. Okay, so this coin is interesting. So fartless, you said. Huh. Okay, so for this token, at the very least, I wouldn't buy until 3.5 mil. I mean, it had a huge candle, but again, there's not much support until like 3.5 to 4 mil. So I wouldn't buy until here. I don't care how high it's gone since then. There's major resistance near 9 mil and 10.5. So yeah, I wouldn't jump the gun here. Like, I'll just wait. If you don't get it at 3 to 4, so be it, right? Like, if you really want to get in, technically you could buy some right now, but on the 15-minute, but it's risky, right? Like, I'll give you guys the levels, but these are the micro support levels, so I would just take that with a grain of salt on these two levels here, 7 mil and 5 mil. Take that with a grain of salt, but that's what I'm looking at. That's what I would look at right now. What else we got? X says, what are the good levels to buy on Ray? Oh, REI is the token, by the way. REI is the token I've been talking about. This one. Man, this token's going wild. 212 mil market cap. Guys, just look at this, right? This is an insane performance on Ray. This is wild. Okay, so let's talk about some good buy levels. So let me darken this. Boom, boom. And probably around there. All right, so 190 mil and 155 mil and 118 mil. These are the good buy levels for Ray, REI. If you can get near here, 190, 155, that'd be good levels in my opinion. Mike, thoughts on Dogecoin? Not really too bullish on Dogecoin right now. We can look at the chart real quick. So for Dogecoin, it's at 20.5 cents, still below its 50 and 200 EMAs. It needs to get above those if we want to go bullish again. So watch that. Major resistance is 21.3 cents, followed by 23 cents. But yes, the stock RSI is doing good. Oversold crossing to the upside. The RSI is doing good as well. But just keep in mind, the daily needs to close above 20.8 cents if we want to go bullish again. Ghost Rider, any new trades coming to Gem Hunters this week? Yeah, there's going to be some new trades for sure. Nick, thoughts on Kraken? Yeah, I like the exchange. It's a good exchange. Top exchanges, Kraken, Coinbase, Binance. Even Gemini or Crypto.com aren't bad. Bromes and Bybit. That's a good one too. And obviously BloFin, the best non-KYC trading exchange. Link in the description. Bromes, would you look at Hype real quick? Yeah, so I looked at it recently. Good support's going to be near 39 if it can close above, and then 35.80. Stanley, what do you think about meme coin GigaChad? Is it still a good one though? Skyrocket, or is it over? I'm not bullish on GigaChad. I haven't looked at it in a while. Ed says, thoughts on KTA? I'm bullish on KTA. I think it'll do at least $2 to $3 in the short term. Dejan Her, is it good to trade perp futures in a bear market? Yes, if you can manage your emotions correctly. And you just short at resistance versus trying to long. Let's see. Cams, what am I missing selling at setting TP? CZ, huge profits are sometimes forgotten expecting setting larger TP. How do you estimate TP range or SL? I estimate the take profit range at the major resistance levels on the daily or weekly time frames, and then I manage my stop loss based off of those support levels and then where that wick has gone previously. So if the wick has gone, 4% lower than my entry for say like the previous week, the lowest wick has gone 4% down, I'll set my stop loss at 4.1% just below that wick, and then I'll adjust my leverage accordingly. So like if it's 4% down for a stop loss, I'll go leverage 5x versus 10x because that's 20% versus 40% loss if it hits my stop loss. Jessica, is Bitcoin or Ethereum going to go a lot lower before going higher? It's possible. Like, I don't think a lot lower. I think Bitcoin 114K and Ethereum maybe 3630 or 3500, but I don't think any lower than that. Dreamer says, thanks for everything, CD. Hey, appreciate you, Dreamer. Always appreciate you guys. Audi, can you check hype chart for entry points long? Yeah, I mentioned it, 3580, if you can get in along. Mr. Robinson, yeah, I've been looking for another job recently, so I've been absent from these, but saw you were live and wanted to jump in. I'm also up in the Longmont area, about 25-30 minutes from Boulder. Ah, good to know. Okay, I'll let you know if I'm in the area. Jessica, what are your limit order levels? So for Bitcoin right now, 114K, 112K, 110 and 108. For Ethereum, 3630, 3500, and 3270. For Solana, 165, 153, 143. Dejan, Kurt, give me tips, master day trading. So watch the technical analysis basics video we have in Gym Hunters. If you go to the live tab, it's the third video from the bottom. Watch that, and it'll help you on your journey. Also watch the indicator video that I have as well. That's, I think, maybe the 10th video down. And then also watch my trend line video as well, all in the Gym Hunters live stream. Dejan, Kurt, let's see. Waleed says, this is a good entry on ETH, 3,600 on long. Not a bad entry, yeah. But make sure it's low leverage. Ghost, also the Real World 2.0 coming up in 3 days. So you got referred to Gym Hunters by Professor Sillard of the DeFi campus. Interesting. Very cool. Akuma, do you still believe Brett is on track to reach billions? I'm not as bullish on Brett, to be honest. Just its relative strength recently. AI Crash Core, you will. I already see you as the best champ. Hey, appreciate you. Trying to be the best crypto mentor in the space. Claudio, how did you start networking in the crypto space and getting your name out there? I want to be able to grow and help others navigate the crypto space, which is filled with grifters. Exactly, Claudio. The space is filled with grifters so much. People promoting their tokens, trying to dump on you. You have to be able to provide value. That's how you network, right? So it's learning TA. It's getting good at the charts. It's becoming knowledgeable about certain bullish catalysts, knowledgeable about the macro environment, what affects the market. Like, watching these streams definitely helps. Look at the data that I'm looking at and then share that data with other people. Provide value. They're going to follow you. They're going to invite you to their groups. As long as you can provide value and you're consistent with it, whether it's on X, you're posting every day, whether it's on YouTube, you're posting every day, whether it's on Discord, you're helping people in groups, whether it's you're replying to big accounts on X, replying with value, they're going to notice you. Other people are going to like your post, like have notifications on and try to reply quickly whenever a big account posts. That'll help get you noticed because those big accounts will most likely reply to you if you're providing value. So provide value, guys, and you will get noticed. I promise you. The Finance Compass data. What are your top 3 coins for this cycle? Ethereum for sure. Probably Solana and REI, that base token I was just talking about. AB says ETH's first target if we break 4,000, 4,300 AB. If we break 4,000, 4,300 is the next target. Jessica, is it okay to set up recurring BTC and ETH $100 per day in each on spot for the next few weeks? Yeah, you can definitely DCA like that. Waleed, 112.6K. I long on BTC. Can we book or hold? You can hold that. That's a great entry. Ghost Rider, people who train every day do not want to train every day. They are not motivated to train every day. They forget motivation and rely on purpose and discipline. Yes, guys, have discipline because discipline will outlast motivation every single time. You only get motivated at certain times out of the day or week. If you're disciplined, it doesn't matter if you're happy or sad. You're going to do the work regardless. Stay disciplined. Find your purpose, guys. Great quote by Ghost Rider. You need to find your purpose in life. Whatever that is, helping other people. You want to retire your family. You want to become better for yourself. You want to spread positivity throughout the world. You want to help charities. You want to volunteer. Guys, whatever your purpose is, find that and then go after it like your life depends on it. Because I promise you, you will get better. If you find your purpose, you incorporate religion, whatever religion you are, just have religion in your life because that'll help you stay on the right track. Then also maintain discipline. Just consistently do the things you don't want to do, and over time, you're going to grow what's called a willpower gene. You actually have a gene in your body. It's called the willpower gene. It grows bigger the more times you do stuff that you don't want to do. So create a to-do list. Have that. Write what you need to do the day prior, the night prior. Write out what you need to do for the next day, because I guarantee you, you'll be more productive. If you don't write out a to-do list, literally, you're going to be scrolling on Instagram, TikTok throughout the day and not doing what you need to do. And then you're going to wonder how 8 hours have passed and you haven't got anything done. I promise you guys. Have a to-do list. Be disciplined. Your life will get so much better. AI Crash Core. I don't have big capital yet to make it big in crypto, but I keep watching the streams to have good knowledge. You're the first person to make trading understandable for me. I appreciate that. AI Crash Core. That makes me feel so good. Like, I appreciate it, guys. I love you guys so much and appreciate all the compliments. Again, I'm just trying to spread positivity here because there's so much negativity in the world. So I just want to show everyone that there is actually positivity and we don't have to always be at each other's necks. Tugatoshi, what do you think about Rabita by Virtuals? It seems to show incredible strength on the bounce, along with Ray and Kita. If it's showing good, yeah, I've actually seen that token. That's actually really good. I actually do like that token because it's a strength. If any token is showing good relative strength, it's a good one to invest in at major support levels. Philip says, bro, I appreciate you so much that you go through every single question and take your time answering it. Props, brother. Hey, appreciate you, Philip. I try to just make sure that I provide the best value to everyone, and everyone is worth, you know, their weight in gold, right? Everyone is worth the same amount. No one's worth more than anyone else. And so I give everyone the same attention because we're all here to make it, right? Leviathan, thanks for all the wisdom. Hey, no problem, Leviathan. Always appreciate it. Kumar, LTC and its target. Ooh, Kumar wants to know about LTC. All right, so LTC was doing pretty good. I mentioned it was one of the top gainers. Man, that thing's flying. So good support you can see here at 105. I mean, guys, I drew these lines earlier on. They're bouncing perfectly. Now, the only thing I'll say is the RSI is starting to get a little overbought. It's getting close to getting overbought, so keep that in mind. But if LTC can close above its resistance of $120 on the daily, 128 is the next target, followed by 136. If you can get it at 113, that'd be a good buy level, followed by 105 for sure. But yeah, around 113 and 115 would be a good buy level for Litecoin. Let's see. Tukatoshi said, someone with a 100K portfolio and high risk appetite, where should I put my money? You should, I'd probably put, what, 30%? I mean, high risk appetite. Maybe 30% in Ethereum, 30 to 40% in Ethereum, 20 to 30% Solana, 10 to 15% in Hype, and 10% in Ray, REI, and maybe 10% in Sui. That'd probably be it. So Ethereum, Solana, Hype, Sui, and Ray, REI on base. Waleed, thank you, sir. You're a great man. I appreciate you, Waleed. Ghost Rider CD, when is your premium coming out? Thanks. Probably a little bit later. Yeah, but still working on that. Probably in like within next week or so. Jessica, Fax, Junior, we have been waiting. Yes, I know, guys. You guys have been very patient. I appreciate that. Kumar, something about position size. Position size. So Kumar has the very direct comments, just LTC and its target. Something about position size. That's great, Kumar. That's great. Just manage your position accordingly. Don't get greedy. DCA at major support levels. Nilo, AVAX isn't going to go up this cycle. No, AVAX will still go up. Probably the top's going to be around $50. DJ and Kurt, when you started crypto trading, how much time did it take you to reach a good P&L? To be honest, at least 6 months to a year. It took a while. But it's because crypto is so volatile and it's so emotionally taxing. You got to be able to master your emotions. Stanley, do you invest in Bitcoin regularly to let it grow? To be honest, I don't. I invest mainly in altcoins. But I think it will be advantageous to invest in Bitcoin, especially as you get towards the next bear market. Well, even now, right? You should still be investing something in Bitcoin, honestly. I'm just trying to capitalize on the gains. John says, big thanks always, JL. I appreciate you, John. Benjamin, what about Kita? What do you think? I think Kita is going to be good. I think Kita is very, very bullish. I'll go over the chart real quick because I've been going over charts for other things, and then we will end the stream shortly because it is getting towards that time, and I do need to go to the gym and also do another few things for today. But yeah, Kita's amazing. It bounced off the support, amazing at 90 cents. Now the next resistance is 125. After it breaks that on the daily, 150 is next, and then Valhalla after that. $2 to $3 Kita in the short term, in my opinion. Also, guys, if you're not following me on X at the CryptoData, definitely do so. I really appreciate it, guys. Really appreciate all of you. Renidu says, what are the other two lines on your RSI and stock RSI? So those are just the signal lines on that. That's the default lines. If you open up on TradingView, those are going to be the ones you'll find. Philip, GG's, Bromes, I want to see your graph on Hype, please. Okay, I'll post it real quick, guys, real quick, and then I really do have to get going. All right, Hype. Here's the chart on Hype. Looking for an entry near 35.60. If you can get an entry there, it's gonna be very good. So there's resistance at 39.30. It couldn't close the daily above, therefore it's going back to the downside. There's my chart on Hype. And then Lunars, is it possible to make like a Discord channel to be there all together and chat? I mean, you can join the premium Discord for Gym Hunters. That's 1 Ethereum for a yearly. That's where they all chat on there. But I don't know if the free group is going to do that. Ghost Rider said, thanks, G. Ghost Rider, can't wait for the premium to come out. Appreciate it. Claudio, appreciate all the data, CD. Good luck on the setup. Hey, appreciate you guys. Thank you so much for watching. That's all the questions answered. Please like the stream if you guys like it. Help spread Gym Hunters to the masses. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the stream. Again, if you haven't followed me on X at the CryptoData, definitely do so. I post a lot of good content, guys. I try to keep you guys updated. I give you guys this information for free. So I really appreciate it. And also all the engagement. It means the world. I hope you guys have a great weekday. Have a great rest of the week, wherever you're at. Much love, guys. Spread love and positivity. Stay healthy. eat organic food, drink spring water from glass bottles, reverse osmosis water, meditate, pray, and just help others along the way as well. So thank you guys so much. Love you. Talk soon.